Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Money Karthik here. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 tips for folks who are starting their home-based online business. This is very important, so stick with me. Let's go. So the first tip I have for you is that make sure you have growth in mind when you start your business, because one of the mistakes a lot of people make when they start their online business is that, kuch try karte hain, that kind of an attitude where they just start with something before even being serious about what they're doing, right? You start something on a very small scale, and then after 1 year, what happens is maybe you double your number of customers, double your number of sales, double your number of products. After that, it just goes up, up, up and up, right? A lot of people don't think about this scenario. Many people think that, okay, I have 100 customers right now and I'm happy with it, right? And that is a problem, because tomorrow this 100 is going to be 200. And then what happens is you'll get more orders, you need more people to help. You are probably the only person sitting there and doing all of this in the first few months, but then the next year is going to be different. So many people don't think about this scenario and they think that it's all going to be easy. I can manage this all myself, which is never the case. Many businesses fail because they have a lot of problems coming up when they grow or when they scale. And they will realize this only at that point of time when it becomes very, very late. Because the problem is when problems come, right? Like for example, somebody placed an order, it got delayed, or they were trying to reach customer support, but they couldn't get through because none of you guys were available. That is a big customer problem. And for customers, one small problem is enough to say no to your business, because they have a lot of options available, right? Unless you're selling something very unique, there are a lot of other options available. And in that blink of an eye, they will go to the next business. So don't let that happen. Make sure that you have scale or growth in mind when you start your business, right from 1 customer to 10 customers to 20 to 40 to 50 and 100 and beyond that. You have to have the same kind of experience given to your customers. So for that, you have to always keep growth in mind, and you have to do the right kind of investment, both mentally and physically. And we'll get to what are those things in a bit. Point number 2 is always choose the right platform. Choose the right platform, please. The reason I'm saying this is because a lot of business owners I'm talking to these days start their business in the wrong platform or with the wrong platform. Instagram, Facebook, even WhatsApp. And it's all good, because I know when you start a business, there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of excitement, and people tend to just go with it and choose the wrong platforms or make the wrong decisions without actually knowing that these are wrong decisions. For example, I know someone who was doing a home cake delivery service, like custom made cakes for birthdays, anniversaries, and special occasions like that. Incredible business, very talented person. She was operating from her home apartment, just locally in and around Bangalore. But what happened was that she chose to be on Instagram, and she got really popular because she was posting pictures on Instagram. Everybody started liking it, and the word went out. It got popular. And at some point of time, the business went out of hand. What happened was that she was getting a lot of orders. People were DMing her, and she wasn't able to just keep track of everything. Too many things was happening in one point. She had to make the cake. She had to deal with these orders. There were very little help that she could find elsewhere. And even somebody when came in, they couldn't actually track all of these things because everything was just random on Facebook and Instagram. So that was a big mistake she did. And then what happened was, like I mentioned in the first point, people started complaining, hey, I ordered a cake on DM like 2 weeks back. I didn't get it. And because she, it wasn't that she wasn't trying to ignore them. It was just that she wasn't able to just seamlessly manage the whole process, right? So that is because she chose the wrong platform. So don't let that happen. So today, if you just Google about which is the best way to start an online business, or what is the best e-commerce platform, you will find a lot of options. And what's funny is that many of these options out there have been there in the last 5 to 10 years. The exact same technology has been there for the last 5 or 10 years. And you can imagine technology changes, right? So you need something very modern that works in the current scenario. We're living in a post-pandemic situation here, and you need something that works for this kind of a situation. And you can't work with like 5-year-old or 10-year-old kind of systems, which is very clunky and very difficult to work with. Like whenever I try something like that, I don't want to take names, it becomes very difficult to use them. Like these are softwares made by like multi-billion companies and everything, and it's very, very difficult to use. It doesn't talk in my language. It's very alien to me, right? So somebody who is a home-based business owner always has to go for Instagram and Facebook or WhatsApp because it's easy to use. But it's a compromise they're making. Many people know that it's a compromise, compromise, but they go for it because it's a simpler, easy to use version. It's something they're familiar with. And that's where something like Dukaan comes in. Dukaan is as easy as operating a WhatsApp group, like actual WhatsApp app itself. It's very simple. It's as close to that. So when we made Dukaan, the first intention that we had in mind was that it has to be accessible, it has to be usable, it has to be friendly, it has to be used by your dadima, right? The grandma test, like we say. If anyone can use it, that's our biggest accomplishment, right? That's our goal essentially. So when you use systems like or platforms like Dukaan, things are so much more easier. You can manage your products, you can accept orders, you can do the shipping business, you can track statuses, you can do everything in one place just from your mobile phone or even your web laptop or desktop if you have it, right? It's the same seamless experience. So use systems like this that makes it easy for you to focus on your product, because you don't want to sit there and manage all of these things, think about your website and whether things are going well or not and everything. It's very difficult to do that. So your time is best spent on your customers, on your products, and just procurement and what you really want to focus on, not on these small bells and whistles and all these technical issues, right? So choose a good platform that will enable you or help you to do that, right? The number 3 or the third thing, I think I should have put this as number 1, because this is very, very important that many people actually ignore or omit, right? And that is customer experience. I'm telling you guys, customer experience is super, super important in today's world, because there is somebody else who is doing or trying to do it better than you. Another business with probably the same kind of product or similar product at least. And all you need is one mistake from your side to make the customer go to that person. So don't let that happen. And the reason why a lot of home-based businesses are not able to do this is because they focus on the wrong things in their business, which is their procurement and managing orders and shipping and all that, which has to be done in a very automated way through the platform that you're using, like Dukaan. Because otherwise what will happen is you will spend time on these small things and not talk to your customers. Don't know what's happening with the customers, whether they're getting the good experience or not. You have no idea. And that is the big issue, right? So successful customer or successful businesses always focus on customers, because if you make a mistake with the customer, you can't fix it. If you make a mistake with your business, like in-house, you can fix it. You still have time. Nobody's complaining. It's just you. But if a customer is pissed off, he's going to someone else. So don't let that happen. Make sure that you ensure a good customer experience within your online store and beyond, right? Number 4 is go big or go home. This is a little bit of a debatable topic. The reason is because, first let me explain what is go big or go home. Whenever someone, especially home-based businesses, when they start, they think about a very local approach, as in like, this is Bangalore, I want to serve my homemade cakes to everyone in Bangalore, or I want to serve my fashion apparel business and I want to serve everyone in Karnataka. It's very local kind of an approach, and this is where everyone starts, right? And it's fine, that's fine. But the problem is, when you're serving to a local audience, there's only so much you can do. There's only so many people. After a period of time, what happens is it's going to be repetition and you will get bored. People will get bored. You need to bring in something new, and then that becomes a problem or a constraint. And the reason why many people stuck to these local kind of problems or local audiences is because they couldn't grow without adding more investment. They started small and they couldn't grow unless they grew physically. For example, you started a store in Bangalore, and unless you started a store in Mumbai, you couldn't serve the population there, or you couldn't serve the audience there. And that is no longer a problem with online businesses. You can still be in Bangalore with your small office, with your little procurement and shipping business, but you can now serve everyone in India. You can serve Mumbai, you can serve Delhi, you can serve Kolkata, Chennai, wherever you want, even the remotest part. And that's where online business comes in, right? So when you have Dukaan, you can ship locally as well as anywhere in India, right? Nationwide. That's your audience. So why restrict yourself to a local audience when you can grow completely throughout India? That's a big question. Many people don't do it. Many people think that, oh, it's going to take a lot of investment. I have to open a new store, etc. And that becomes a problem. It is no longer the case. With Dukaan, you can ship locally as well as anywhere in India. In Dukaan, it's so much easy to do because we have integrated solutions for it with Dunzo, with ShipRocket, and you can choose to ship locally as well as anywhere throughout India. So that choice is yours to make. But I would suggest that if you are a homemade business, if you're a local business, try to spread your wings, try to grow and go nationwide, because why not, right? You have the same options. You don't have any other investment to be done. Just go with that kind of a focus where you sell everything throughout India. because that is your bigger market, right? Now, number 5, and this is also a very important one, but a lot of people ignore it just because they have a lot of preconceived ideas about it. And that point is branding and marketing. When you think about marketing, what comes to your mind? Usually when people think about marketing, they think that, oh, it's something sinful, right? It's something that only the big players are doing, like Amazon or Flipkart or whatever. It's not. Marketing, in my opinion, is just a simple thing, which is you have two things, A and B. A is your product or your business, and B is your customer. The way you connect these two dots is marketing. And whatever it takes to get that or get it done is marketing. And that's as simple as it is. And in today's world where everyone is competing, there are a lot of businesses online, there are a lot of people online, you have to have a nice brand and nice marketing strategy where you know what exactly people want and you just deliver that. That's about it. But just be there, out there in the public. So you should use social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, not to run your business, but just being available for customers to reach you. And people will identify that. For example, when you think about a local store, you know the person behind it. You know they are all smiling when you go there. They're giving you discounts, they're giving you all these promotional materials, they're wishing on your birthday. There is some kind of a connection with the local, homemade business, right? As opposed to like, Flipkart or Amazon, which are like big conglomerates or big companies. Nobody likes them. Nobody likes them. It's because of majburi that we're actually buying from them, right? Nobody likes an Amazon or a Flipkart, right? So if you have the same kind of experience with a local store here and somebody whom you can connect to, who's available on Instagram, who's available on Facebook, whom you can DM, or if you have problems, just call them up. You would love to have that kind of a relationship. So just be that person. So don't be like this brand. When I say brand, people think that, oh, it's this logo and this picture. No, it's beyond that. It's your face. It's your personality. So if you're a business owner, just be out there, be vulnerable, and be out there on social media for people to see you. Post pictures of your products, of what's happening behind the scenes, of your office, of your procurement area, or whatever it is, right? Just be honest, right? And people like that. People appreciate that. So be the person who's always available and people will appreciate it. So branding and marketing in the new age terms is very, very important. It's not something that you should just shy away from, or that was something that only people with a lot of money can do. You don't need money to actually do marketing today. Like being on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter and all these things don't take any money at all. You can do that. Anyone can do that. And even a bacha can do that, right? So these are the 5 things, guys, that I wanted to share with you today. 5 simple things, but many people ignore or don't, pay attention to these things, especially when they start their home-based business or their online business, because, there are other things that gets their attention that, we're building a website, building an app and hosting and all that stuff. Don't go for those kind of platforms. Go for something simple that you can manage yourself and which will give you time to focus on things that actually matter to your business, which is your customers and your business itself, the products itself. So just spend time with your customers and where it matters, and rest of the things should be automatically taken care of, and that'll be taken care of if you choose the right kind of platform, obviously like Dukaan. So before we end this video, I just wanted to share something with you, which is we do have a VIP group for entrepreneurs where there are a lot of people who have been there, done that, are sharing their expertise and opinion on how to start a business, how to run their business, a lot of small things like what payment gateway to use and where to start, where is the procurement and what is the process, how to run your legal business, where to file GST, all these small things that bogs down an average online business entrepreneur, right? So get help. It's free to access. The link is in the description. It's called Dukaan VIP. It's a Facebook group. Feel free to join there. It'll be very, very useful for you. So on that note, I'll see you in another video. This is Mani Karthik signing off.